you guys, welcome back to the channel, and we got another recap. Again, Married at First Sight, Boston, season 14, episode 14. It's just a blip. So before we jump into this, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. If you like the video, smash the like button, and also feel free to drop a comment down in the comment section below. So they definitely knew what they were doing when they put these people issues that they have in the same house for a weekend. Now, with this being said, this particular episode definitely did not disappoint. It was just a matter of time before there were arguments and lots of shade. Now, guys, can you believe that we are almost done with season 14? And yeah, it's still a question up in the air for some people, who's going to stay together and who's not. Now, let's face it, every couple have some serious issues here on this show, whether they want to admit it or not. And even the couples that look like they might stay together, yeah, even they're having little issues. So we definitely gonna look forward to a wow ending for this season. Now, remember, you guys, there's just 2 weeks left before decision day. So the couples are headed up to Vermont for this last romantic retreat. I think we had sound baths, adventure parks, fun with alpacas, and some not so fun games. And even one of our cast members ended up in the urgent care. So, you know what? Without further ado, let me stop talking and let's jump into this particular recap. And we're going to start off with this couple, Kaitlyn and Elijah. Now, they had a date with these alpacas, and yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. Um, as long as they had a good time, hey, that's all that matters. But it definitely took a turn when they sat down and had a conversation at lunch. So there was these choices that she had in regards to going to school later in life, because as we remember, Elijah one went to school early. He graduated, went into his career, paid off his debt, and also bought a home. Now, she also wants to have children or have a baby in the same time that she'll be finishing her career in about 2 years. Now, the thing is, she's number one, she's already 32 years old. Now, if you guys know about geriatric pregnancy and the high risk of birth after the age of 35, that's something to consider. And trying to work, going in a career, and also trying to raise a young baby, that's a lot of work. And I know a lot of folks might have been up in arms about what he had to say, but reality hits you in the face when all of that lands in your lap. And I speak from experience. Just working and raising my kids, they're adults now, that was hard work. Throw in school and going into a new career, it's not easy. So I don't think he's saying that she couldn't do it. He's saying that this is something that we're going to have to discuss, because there's a lot of factors involved at this point in their lives. And I totally get it, because it's one thing to get all triggered and upset about, oh my God, how can he say that to her? Yeah, well, all that triggering goes out the way when reality hits you in the face. And so it's definitely something that they're going to have to talk about and sort through. But, it remains to be seen. They got to get past decision day first. And then, of course, if they do, then we got to keep our eyes to the sky to see what happens and if this baby and everything comes along. Remember, Woody and Amani had the same conversation about children, and I mean, because they're in their early 30s as well. Now, they didn't have college in the way because they had their college careers behind them. But 2 years is what they needed, and actually they're due in about 2 months. So congratulations to them. But for Elijah, One, and Katina, they're gonna have to sit down and try to figure this out to try to have all this work together. That's how that works. You're in a relationship together. Those conversations have to happen, whether you're triggered or not. Realities kind of supersedes emotion. So, all right. So let's move on to our next couple. We're going to talk about Lindsey and Mark. Now, with these two, things were going pretty well with them until they had another, I would say, petty fight. And it all started when she was desperate to try to wake him up. Now, when he finally gets up, he makes this joke about her being hyper. And what did he do that for? Now, me personally, I didn't see the issue with it, but it definitely triggered her. And according to her, he tends to make these types of rude comments to her all the time. I don't know. I might want to give it a side eye on that one, but you know. And the thing is that she has to realize that it's one thing to be so sensitive about every little thing he does, and accept the fact that Mark is a completely different person than she is. I mean, and they're on vacation. I know some folks like to sleep in a little bit on vacation. I know some folks want to just soak it all in. They're up at the crack of dawn. That's fine too. But some people are on truly vacation. So, hey, I mean, she could have let him for, he said, an hour. But they were joking. He was joking by saying, oh, you're just a little hyper. Yeah, where went left. So after that whole morning that they had, they now I will say I did like the fact of the relaxing sound bath they had. And even listening to the chakras that he was trying to get into and everything, I thought that was pretty cool. Now, that piece that they got from the sound bath didn't last long at all, because now she gets in her feelings about what happened at the couples game. Now, not only did she tell her husband that she lied about his performance in bed, but she also told that she didn't give a care about any of the other cast members and what they thought about her. And you wonder if alcohol was a little bit of an issue here, but it definitely takes a turn. And her crazy laugh, and if you haven't checked out my Instagram or my TikTok, I have an actual compilation of that laugh. It was crazy. And I know Noi was giving her the side eye, and I think even Lindsey said some snide comments to her husband and telling Noi, you need to get your boy. And I'm like, yeah, she need to chill out. But the next morning, we saw that she wasn't feeling well, and she had to be raced off to the urgent care because she wasn't feeling ill. She said she thought she might have eaten something. Um, but I will say, Mark was right there for it all, making sure that she was okay. And I know last week we got a preview of her opening the car door while it was still moving, but that's she actually needed to regurgitate, so that's what that was. But they made it a big hype as if she just jumped out of a moving car, but that's editing for you. But what it was, she was ill. Mark definitely took care of her, made sure that he took her to the urgent care so that she could be okay. And I would hope after all of that and being very caring of her, that she gave him an apology for some of this behavior. Because I mean, even before that, she accused him of teaming up with the producers and mad about getting up early and mad at everybody for saying, because she was accused of being the most likely to. So that's Lindsey for you. But hopefully, with all of the TLC that Mark gave her, hopefully she kind of melted and saw the softer and gentle side of him and gave him an apology. All right, so let's talk about our next couple, which is Noi and Steve. And I don't know if it's editing or if this is actually Noi, but they have her looking like a real brat right now. Now, I noticed she had the big concern about how she wants Steve to make her feel financially secure and have a plan. But the way it looks, her attitude is horrible. So while they were driving down to the couples retreat, they started talking about her posting her problems on social media. And I'm totally against that. I can't stand when people go to, social media to vent relationship issues. They need to fix that in house. And once again, she has this whole guard up that she is going to, do whatever she wants to do on her page. And I mean, to an extent, that's fine, but you don't want to put cryptic messages out there that can come back to your significant other. And honestly, I don't see nothing wrong with him asking to request her not to talk about their problems on such a public platform. Now, the interesting thing is that I don't know when she was there, at and I guess we'll kind of talk about that in a little bit, but yeah, I find that interesting that she'll put it out there, but then she don't want to talk about it in front of the rest of the cast. But we'll get there in a minute. Um, I mean, does she realize that her actions are concerning? And he even said it hurts him that she does this, and this is somebody she claims to love, and Steve said he loves her. So, if Steve decides that I don't want to sign up for this behavior, he absolutely have the right to leave. And I mean, he seems to have, open communication and want to talk about things. But for her, it doesn't seem like she's returning that same favor. So I don't know. Now, Steve did get a chance to talk about the social media drama between him and his wife with the guys. Now, Elijah Wan believes that if it is something that truly hurts him, then that should be enough to make her stop doing this. And I mean, I agree with that. You know, her approach, I mean, that seems so immature when you do something like that. When you're married, you have to change your mindset from a single one to a married one. It's not yet just you anymore. And, her actions, whatever she does, it no longer just affect her. Now, let's talk about dinner because Steve attempts to bring it up amongst the group. Noi instantly cuts him off, letting him know she doesn't want to discuss this. And before ending the discussion, he even says it was weird that she feels comfortable telling everything to the world on social media, but not to the small group of people that she even actually know. Yeah. And yeah, they got a lot of stuff to talk about. I mean, before they can actually get to decision day. And hopefully, this doesn't continue and, they don't keep pushing each other away because it's not the right thing to do to put your business out there like that on social media. So let's talk about Jazmina and Michael, our last couple. So I like the energy that's been happening between these two. Michael takes advantage of the car ride with Jazz to get her thoughts on their marriage so far. And what he wanted to know is what would it take for her to stay married to him. Now, at this point, she feels that they're only 5 out of 10. So that's like 50%. So it could go either way. Then she had a conversation with the ladies in the pool, and she was sharing, pretty much how nervous that she was that she wouldn't grow any attraction to her husband. Yikes. But she is still hopeful that she and Michael are definitely putting in the work. And it seems like, I just think she got a wall up. I don't know if she's just not into him and this wall is up and she's not feeling it, but Mike seems like he's definitely putting in work. He's trying. So their activity on this retreat was them meeting up with a medium. Yeah, this medium had a lot to share with him about his family members that had passed on. And, it was definitely kind of sad. You can see it in his face. And the way they keep talking about his past throughout this season, and especially on national TV, it's almost like he got to continuously relive those moments. And that's got to be tough. And especially if his family is watching, they got to listen to that as well. So, hopefully after all of this, he's okay. And however, though, it did seem like it brought these two closer together, though. I mean, they were holding hands in front of the other couples at the dinner. We saw her showing tears and things. So, and it seems like they're definitely making progress, but I don't know. I was hoping for them. We'll have to wait and see if they can actually. They got 2 weeks. If they can actually get to say yes on decision day. So we'll have to wait and see. So let me know in the comment section who has the best chances of actually saying yes on decision day, and who do you think is most likely, just like the game, is to get a divorce. So I hope you enjoyed this recap of Married at First Sight Boston season 14, episode 14. Like, comment, and subscribe. Drop a comment, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.